Hello guys, welcome back to Owl003. And I gotta remember to remind you guys, if you guys like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. Um, so today I want to talk to you about the illusion of choice. And if you're working again with time and stuff, you're trying to figure out stuff out, you might want to pay attention to this because it might be helpful to what you're doing. So what you see here is actually a sketch that I do sometimes in session, and it's me recognizing that it's, and I have that recognized, oh, that's me. Basically putting up his hands and me saying, I'm out. And when I first experienced that, I didn't quite understand what was going on. But what it seems to be an indication that the person I'm working with has some kind of nefarious agenda or something that I wouldn't agree with, or they kind of screw you down the line. You don't want to work with them anymore, whatever. But it's indication to me that there's a part of me that has seen the inevitability of this and has decided not to participate. Now, choice is an illusion centered between those with power and those without. That was what the Merovingian said in Matrix Reloaded. Now, when, let's say you're in a forest and you see two diverging paths and you're like, something's not right with that. I think I'm just going to go the long way around. Something inside you felt there was just something not right. And you've come to the conclusion, your intuition kicks in, and then you start, just go ahead and take the path, around the long way. And a couple minutes later, you see a huge boulder fall in the path that you would have been on. And you come to the conclusion that your intuition told you that something was coming, right? Okay. So, let me ask you, when did the subconscious make that choice that, we need to, we're going to have to go down this path? Well, consciously, it seems that you've made that choice in the now, in the current moment. I'm here. But if, we already know the subconscious isn't bound by time or space. Everything seems to kind of react as if it's in the ever now, the ever present. So if the subconscious has already made that decision, same thing with people that you work with or something down the road. To me, that would indicate that it must have known the whole time. I mean, we experience it again linearly, analytically, because that's how we have to do it. But there seems to be, on a subconscious level, where you've already made a decision. So, from the analytical brain, the left brain perspective, you're always you're in this forward thinking time structure. You're bound by it. It's terrible. But by the model of the hemisync, you have this right brain, left brain, where this synchronization happens, and you get this portal that essentially opens this gateway of information, right? But again, your analytical mind, you have to perceive things frame by frame, linearly. The subconscious doesn't. So, get back to where was that here? Okay. So, Yeah, hypothesize that it means that your subconscious has always known. It's just had to elicit a response in that moment, like with the boulder situation, or with this, the situation with me sketching myself like I'm not participating, in which we experience linear time. So for the subconscious, there is no then. There's only knowing. Um, and there would indicate that your subconscious has made some kind of decision as far as certain things, participations. Um, and if we could, and if that is the case, um, we could suggest that every experience, every decision, every reaction to any event, whether before or after, has already been experienced on a subconscious level. Um, and now, this reality, this linear experience from a analytical perspective, is playing out frame by frame, which we is a dimension we experience as time. But what it has already not experienced, regarding the intersection when you come up to these things, your subconscious seems to have made a decision already. Um, so it begs to wonder if your subconscious, there's a part of you that already knows if you're going to hit a target, if you're going to miss a target, if you're going to be dead on a target. Um, because your subconscious should, in theory, have already experienced it and have some sense of it. Not to say you don't have to do it and fail it or whatnot, whatever. It's just part um, of how it works. So that's the case. I talk about this system again. If the subconscious would almost behave then like a beacon that the system itself utilizes to keep us back on our track, our timeline, our algorithm, keeping us kind of where we're supposed to be. So, again, I'm not a physicist, but what I would, or whatever you want to call this kind of science, but what I would say is when you get in the driver's seat and you run this thing, you've taken several journeys, you start to feel layers around you that's that you don't just on it. You've done it so many times. You start to feel the fabric. You know that there's something beyond that, but something to consider. Again, if this proves to be the case, okay, like I said, we're in subconscious is not bound by time. That would mean, in essence, your subconscious has all knowing of every experience you're gonna have, you have had, from the beginning to the end, if there is such a thing. And we are now playing those decisions out in a linear frame by frame fashion. Because again, you got to ask yourself, when you're diverged on that path, did the subconscious kick in now? Or was there a part of you that just always knew you had to take that path? Which again, keeps pushing me back to, there is this illusion of choice. There is this sense of, well, I'm not going to go left or right. But everything I've seen, using remote viewing as a perspective and a tool, it seems to operate this way or function like this. So it's just something to consider, guys, that your subconscious has this all-knowing perspective. Well, how could that be? It must know what's coming, I mean, it's, again, something to consider in the model, as far as trying to pin down precognition and stuff like that. It seems like it's going to, you're going to kind of stay on your track, or the system's going to keep you there. Just because, again, I talk about this too, where your subconscious almost acts like an echo. The information from it's almost like it's already done all this, and you're getting it through the sub, which already knows the outcome. You're having this this interview with your subconscious that already knows. So, something to consider. Thanks, guys.